Julia, and I'm here to present you a startup called SmartWall. And first of all, let me just get this presentation going. First of all, I wanted to tell you a little story, and actually this pitch is a new one, so you're going to be the first ones to hear that. This is SmartWall. Let me tell you a little story of how it started. It was me, Julia. I was working in an advertising agency, building strategies for brands such as for Procter & Gamble, Kraft, Danone, and all of them, making sure they're present online. And there was Arsen, who was building his third leasing company, which was in top 10 companies in the industry in Russia. And we had the same passion, which was to let people communicate in a better way, to facilitate this communication. And this is how we came up with our first product called Kona, which was a group messaging platform. But then we figured that it was about $3 per customer acquisition. It was too much. And so I thought, why don't we go where there are a lot of users and we track them for free? And that's how we went to Procter & Gamble and asked them, listen guys, tell us what problem you found. And they basically said, well, you know, there's Twitter with, and I'm showing you the American figures, in the US with 21.9 million active users, and there's Facebook with 141 million active users, but none of them really allow us to communicate with our customers because they're all complicated and because they have filters. So like in Facebook, I don't know if you know that or not, it's only 16% of the information that is actually shown for users. And both of them are for streaming, not for communication. Now we want to have some platforms, some efficient tool in order to communicate with our audience and to hear their opinion. What we have right now is PBX, so they can call us or they can email us, but this is not efficient. That's why a lot of people use Twitter. And then we thought, okay, so what are the means of communication used by people all over the world? And it's a cell phone, right? We all text. 98% of population text. So texting is what people use for communication. And that's how we decided to come up with SmartWall. Just for you to figure out the difference, there's about 140 million tweets in the world per day and 4.1 billion texts in the US only per day. This is the difference. So that's how we came up with SmartWall. We said, well, why don't we combine all those sources of communication? We take Facebook, we take Twitter, we take online comments, and then we take text and create this platform. And that's how we created a means of better communication that helps you communicate between brands, customers, fans, and users. And this is one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one. So let me show you SmartWall. This is how it looks. And basically, you have a unique hashtag. This is the StartupMonthly SmartWall that you'll see later. You have a unique hashtag. Here you have a source of where it came from, right? And people write to you. Then you can easily delete and improve all the messages or highlight the most important ones. But most importantly, you can reply to each of the users through the channel that is most efficient for him. So if I'm an active Twitter user, they can reply to me through Twitter. Then if I'm not on Twitter and I use a text message, I'll receive a text message on my cell phone replying to any of the comments that I gave. It's all real time, and then a company can stream it on a website, or it can also stream it during an event. But most amazingly is how it started off in Russia. So basically, we thought this was mainly for brands, but when we found out that a lot of event organizers want to use that, how would they use that? Well, if I had a SmartWall here somewhere hanging, and then that would be very easy for you to tell me that you can't hear me, or that the sound is not working properly. So it is very good for event organizers, right? Then you could also tell that I'm really bad at presenting, or that you have a question towards me, and I can answer any question. We could talk to each other saying, hey guys, and I have this startup, and pitch while I'm actually pitching. messages and for social media to allow this filter. Just to show you our future plans, we're also introducing the dashboard filters. We'll have the semantic search on all the channels, and we'll deeply target every user so that all the companies, brands, and local businesses know exactly who they're dealing with. And as for the revenue streams, so first of all, this is a freemium model, which means that if you just want to throw a party, you're creating a smart wall and using Twitter only, then you don't have to pay for it. If you have more than 100 messages per month, that's when you start paying for the text messaging services. We will also introduce the advertising on the platform and the CRM for big brands. Whoops. And here's what we need. It's $650,000, mainly for sales, marketing, development, and business expansion, also for the technical build, partnership with event organizers, local businesses and brands, and of course advisory. Just to answer a few questions, as long as it's not question and answers. Here's how we see that. So here's all the PBX for online CRM. Here's all the CRM platforms, but they don't provide the cross-platform integration. They're not very social. Now there are other sources like Facebook and Twitter that are for more for blasting out rather than for communication. There are a lot of companies that do social media support. This is true, which might be considered our competitors too. But again, they're not for the interaction with consumers, they're for organizing your social media channels. And of course, someone like WhatsApp who also uses cross-functional text messaging, but they don't have the social aspect in them. That's all.
And the fifth startup is Redwood from Belarus.